Let's talk about fiber.
Welcome to the Geriatric Dietitian, your go-to resource for nutrition that supports health, independence, and confidence in aging. I'm your host, Katie Dodd, registered dietitian and geriatric nutrition expert. Let's dive in. Hello, my name is Katie, and I'm the dietitian behind the Geriatric Dietitian YouTube channel and our blog. Now, I was recently looking at some of the data behind the scenes on my website, thegeriatricdietitian.com, and I saw that the most popular blog article right now is this one, Highest Fiber Food Chart. So this is an article all about some of the highest fiber foods out there, and it does include this document as a PDF you can download. I'll include the link below to the article and to the handout if you want to snag a copy of it yourself. And so in this episode, we are going to be talking all about high fiber foods. We're going to break down some different groups of what foods are highest in fiber. And then we are also going to talk about things like some of the benefits of fiber and why you should have it. So let me get to my slides. So let's talk some fiber facts, okay? First off, fiber is a carb. It is a carbohydrate. I feel like we are getting past the carb fear, but carbohydrates can be very good, important, beneficial nutrients, especially fiber. Fiber is unique because it is found in plants and it cannot be digested. There are two types of fiber, soluble and insoluble. Soluble fiber dissolves in water during digestion and forms a gel. This helps to slow down digestion and helps you feel full. Insoluble fiber does not dissolve in water, but rather it absorbs water. As a result, insoluble fiber helps to form bulkier stools, which can help to prevent constipation. And I will say, I think the number one reason people are looking to add more fiber in their diet is to help with bowel movements. But there are lots of other benefits to fiber, including reduced risk of cardiovascular disease through reducing blood cholesterol. Of course, treatment and prevention of constipation, but then also helping with hemorrhoids and diverticulosis. Increased satiety, this means fullness, feeling full after you eat, which can help with weight management. Feeding our good gut bacteria, which can help lower inflammation in the body. And slowing down the body's absorption of sugar or glucose, which is helpful for conditions like diabetes. And there are many more benefits of fiber, but this is absolutely an important nutrient and one that Americans need more of. How much? So this table shows how much fiber people need on a daily basis. It's broken down by age group and gender. So men age 18 to 50 need 38 grams of fiber per day. Those 50 and older need a little less, 30 grams per day. Women aged 18 to 50 need 25 grams of fiber per day, and those over age 50 need 21 grams of fiber per day. Now, there's one thing I always like to point out about this. It often looks like older adults need less fiber, and that's not a message I want anyone to hear. Even though, as we age, we need less fiber, I never tell an older adult, in general, a healthy older adult, to eat less fiber, because the truth of the matter is most Americans, something like 90 to 95% of Americans, are not hitting these guidelines. In fact, most Americans are consuming 15 grams per day. So if we know that most Americans are eating 15 grams per day, the amount of fiber they need, even as they're getting older, still is much greater. So older adults need more fiber, not less. Take home message. But I feel like you're here because you're looking for more fiber. So I feel like I'm a little bit preaching to the choir. But let's talk about what foods have the most amount of fiber. Now, as a dietitian, and honestly most healthcare professionals, we recommend getting nutrients from food first. There are lots of different foods that are high in fiber. You could see we're going to go through 6 different categories: fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, beans, grains, and cereal. But I do want to acknowledge that some people are not able to get fiber from food alone. Maybe it's food preference, maybe it's dietary needs. There's lots of reasons why. But for those who can't get the fiber they need through foods alone, there are supplements out there available in the form of pills, of drinks, there's all kinds of fiber supplements out there. But we are talking today about food. And as we go into these lists, I do want to emphasize, I'm not sharing every single food out there under the sun. I'm just highlighting some of the highest fiber foods in each category. And then also you'll see I throw in some lower fiber foods too, so that we can kind of see the variety and how in each group there is a variety of high fiber foods. So this is just some guidance to help you if you're trying to find foods that are highest in fiber to meet your needs. So let's go through each group. And I'm not going to read every single thing because you could see it on the slide, but I'm just going to talk about some of these. At the top of the list here, we do have guava. 1 cup of guava provides 8.9 grams of fiber. I do want to acknowledge that not every grocery store across America carries guava, and also it can be a little spendy, but it is a delicious fruit and high in fiber. Now, a couple of fruits that tend to be more common and depending on time of year, a little more affordable, blackberries and raspberries. 1 cup of these delicious berries provides 8 grams of fiber. And it's really not surprising if you think of how many seeds are in blackberries and raspberries. So we also have pears. A medium pear provides 5.5 grams of fiber. Now, one thing I want to emphasize is I'm giving numbers of how much fiber is in a different serving. And honestly, the exact amount of fiber isn't the most important thing here. It's that you're choosing foods that are high in fiber, you're eating them throughout the day and meeting your nutrition needs and goals. So, for example, here with a medium pear. Well, what's a medium pear? What's the difference between a large small and maybe a small medium? Right? It's okay. We don't have to get into the nitty gritty. And even as we're talking about packaged foods, we'll be talking about cereals and grains later. Read the labels to find out how much fiber is in that exact product you're buying, because there is some variability. So we're not getting to the weeds with the exact fiber amount, just knowing these are higher, these are lower. Okay. So next we have avocado, and we could argue here, should this belong on the fruit list or the vegetable list? My argument is it really doesn't matter because there's a good amount of fiber in avocados. A half a cup of avocado provides 5 grams of fiber. Next we have blueberries. 1 cup provides 6.2 grams of fiber. Apples with skin. 1 large apple with skin provides 5.4. And I added with skin here for a reason because I know some people don't like to eat skin on an apple. You might peel it off. And if you do, you just need to know that there's a lot of fiber in that skin. And by peeling off the skin, you actually have less fiber. An apple without skin isn't going to provide 5.4. It'll be much less. I don't have that number pulled up in front of me, but it's much less because most of that fiber is in the peel. Now, if you don't like apple skin, that's okay. There are so many other high fiber foods out there. So I'm not saying, don't eat an apple without skin. I just want you to be aware that there is less fiber in it. So then there's other foods on the list like large banana, 3.5 grams of fiber, prunes, which also, beyond just fiber, there's other things in prunes that could help with bowel movements, but a 1/4 cup provides 3.1 grams of fiber and down the line. So next, let's take a list at vegetables, which are very high in fiber. Remember, fiber comes from plants, right? At the top of the list here is artichokes. And so a cooked artichoke, 1 cup, provides 9.6 grams of fiber. Now, I do also want to acknowledge with artichokes is they can be a little bit more expensive. And let's be honest, how a lot of us eat artichokes, myself included, I dip it in mayo. So this might not be something I'm eating all the time, but if you enjoy artichokes, it is a good source of fiber. Green peas, 1 cup cooked, provides 8.8 grams of fiber. Canned pumpkin, 1 cup, provides 7.1 grams of fiber. Cooked Brussels sprouts, 1 cup, 6.4 grams of fiber. Sweet potato, 6.3 grams of fiber in 1 cup, and down the list. And you'll see there are lots of very high fiber vegetables out there. Honestly, veggies are a great go-to when it comes to getting your fiber. So next we have seeds and nuts. And this one isn't in order of like highest to lowest. It's kind of a little scattery, but I did include chia seeds and flax seeds together at the top for a reason. And that is because they are both high in omega-3 fats. We talked about how fiber can help with heart health. Omega-3 fats are great for heart health. So we know that chia seeds and flax seed are really great for heart health. Chia seeds provide 9 grams of fiber in 2.5 tablespoons. And you can see here, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, almonds, even coconut are high in fiber. So next we have beans. And I feel like beans are well known for being high in fiber and helping with bowel movements. But you could see the amount of fiber in beans is very high. For a half a cup serving, actually the top 3 for a half cup are tied at around 9 grams of fiber. Navy beans, white beans, yellow beans, lima beans are also very high. Split peas, lentils, and peas are great. You could have them in soups. You could have them beans and chili. You could put these on top of salads with all kinds of other vegetables to make a nice high fiber meal. But beans are a great source of fiber. So next we have grains, and at the top of this list I will say is a grain that probably most people aren't familiar with, but it's a fun one, farro, and it provides 5.5 grams of fiber. Whole wheat tortilla, one medium, 4.4 grams. Oats, half a cup, 4 grams, and down the list. Now I do want to note with grains, most grains, if you're buying them from a store, have labels. Read the labels for the amount of fiber. We also know that whole wheat and whole grain fibers contain whole grain foods provide more fiber. I'm twisting my words up here, guys. So white or processed breads will have less or sometimes even no fiber. So read the label, look for the term whole grain, whole wheat to make sure that you're getting the most fiber. And if you're someone who's like, I like my white bread, again, like I said earlier, there are lots of high fiber foods that you can choose. So just be aware that some grains, they do take the fiber out of them. So last on our list is cereals. So if you're someone who likes to eat cereals, there are some cereals that are very high in fiber, and you'll notice these are high amounts of fiber in small volumes of food. So General Mills Fiber 1/2 cup provides 13 grams of fiber. Kellogg's Brand Buds, only a third cup. I mean, think of that in a bowl. That's not much. It's 12 grams of fiber. Honestly, you could throw these on like a parfait or a yogurt too. All brand Kellogg's, half a cup is 10 grams, and Kellogg's Raisin Bran, a little bit more, 3/4 cup provides 8.4 grams of fiber. So we went over lots of different categories, lots of different ideas for highest fiber foods. But if you're trying to add more fiber into your diet, the goal is getting variety throughout the day. Going through that list, looking for what are the foods I enjoy, what can I add to my grocery cart next time I'm going to the store to make sure I'm getting more fiber in my diet. Now, I want to note a couple of very important things as we're talking about fiber. If you are someone who has not eaten a lot of fiber for a long time, ease yourself into this, okay? Ease yourself into it. Gradually increase fiber, increase your fluid along with your fiber, and be sure to be moving your body, going on walks, moving your body as you are able to and as you enjoy. Because if you go from not eating a lot of fiber and you just eat a ton, your stomach will not thank you. If you eat a whole can of beans, you're going to be bloated, you're going to feel uncomfortable, and it's just not recommended. So increase slowly. The other thing I want to add with anything when we're talking about nutrition and health, be sure to talk to your doctor or healthcare professional, especially if you are here because you're struggling with constipation and you're trying to get more fiber. So for constipation, we do recommend more fiber, more fluids, more movement. But sometimes there are situations going on behind the scenes where you could eat more and more fiber and you're still not going. There could be structural issues, there could be medical issues, so be sure to consult with your doctor if you need support in this area. And as always, for individualized nutrition support, refer to a registered dietitian who can work with you individually. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I hope you got some value. Click on the subscribe button to get information on when I'm posting more videos. Go ahead and comment below and let me know your favorite highest fiber food. And again, you can click on the link below if you want to check out the blog article, if you want to download our highest fiber food chart. But thanks so much for listening. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. Bye, guys.